So, I'm kind of regretting it now, but I initiated a poll. Did you guys want me to talk about Snow White, the remake, and the classic film? And it was a resounding yes. So, here it is. Well, hello, me chooks. Matt here. So, when I was a kid, growing up on that, we always used to have a joke that they would make Snow White politically correct, and it was going to be called Snow White and the Seven Small Statured, and that was always a joke. Now it's real. And so, as we talk right now, the movie is still in the cinemas, barely. It's only been a couple of weeks, but it tanked. It's really, really awful. There was a lot of factors involved with it, besides the whole political correctness, woke agenda, and there was massive amounts of it. And so, I mean, they didn't even have, Someday My Prince Will Come. They didn't have that at all in the remake. And so, you just have to wonder what their thought processes were. And I don't think it was much. But anyway, so I recently watched the original instead, and it's so great and beautiful, especially the 4K version. If you can get the 4K version, it is well worth the upgrade. You can actually see the acetate cells actually lift off the backgrounds, the painted backgrounds, and there were like 200,000 acetate cells, animation cells, fully hand painted, mind you, 200,000. So everything was all done by hand back in 1937. So they really took their time with this. And one thing I've noticed, especially with what Disney's tried to minimize this movie so much, you can really tell from the title. Even from the title, it says Snow White, and in minuscule type, and the Seven Dwarfs. Because unfortunately, they can't change the title of the film, so they have to have the Seven Dwarfs. So they sort of stuck with it. And as you can see, the type is really, really tiny. And this is a UK release, by the way. I had to import because Disney doesn't distribute in Australia anymore. So boo to you, Disney. Another thing I noticed as well was that the dwarves in the remake I couldn't differentiate any of the dwarves, who they were. Whereas with these particular dwarves, you can look, that's grumpy, that's bashful, that's sleepy. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. I probably am saying them wrong. Doc, and there's Dopey on top, and you can tell who they are. Gal Gadot is absolutely gorgeous, by the way, and so compared to E.T., but like I said, this one here has this movie had 200,000 cells, more brain cells than Rachel Zegler had, and it's just an absolutely beautiful sight to watch this film. I actually got tearful towards the end. It's that powerful of a movie. But I think also because of the fact is that back in the old days of early 1980s, before video actually, they used to, rather than, because, videotape came out, video was pretty much the go-to, for homes. But before then, they used to actually redistribute the film every 5-10 years. They used to put it out in cinemas, and you used to be able, a new generation to be able to enjoy it. And it's like, they were rarely ever shown on television. So, it was like, well, you have to go to the movies. So when it finally comes to being shown at the movies, so you had to do it that way, and that's how I saw it. And so it's great now that I've actually got this. It hasn't been cut or edited. It's really nice. Thankfully, things like Fantasia, and I'm trying to think. Well, Roger Rabbit as well, but that wasn't intentional. But when you have movies like Fantasia and that are completely and utterly cut, repainted, not to offend, it's just heartbreaking. These are a product of their time. This is timeless. And unfortunately, they've decided to muck with it, And so, yeah, it's just a shame. This is a really nice... I don't have to tell you the storyline of Snow White. You all know it. And that's the best thing. You all know it. But there was a lot of things. I hadn't seen this recently. I'd probably seen it about 15 years ago. That was the last time. But I don't know. There was just something about the 4K release that actually really sucked me into the whole story. Not that there's much of a story, but you know what I mean. Like, it's just enjoyable. It's so hard nowadays to enjoy a good film. And it's only 80 minutes long. It's beautiful and breathtaking. And I can't recommend it highly enough. That other travesty crap is going to die a horrible death, and it's already done so at the cinema. So, it's just a shame, really. Anyway, that's all I had to say on this. At least I did the video. You can't say that I don't keep my promises. So, yes, go out and get the original Snow White. It's a beauty. Snow White is beautiful, One day my prince will come. Anyway, I'm not going to sing because I don't want to lose subscribers. Please remember to like and subscribe. And I shall see you all again next time. Who am I? I'm Matt Pot. I'm an acquired taste. See ya.